Welcome to Comfort Zone, a podcast all about pushing your host, outside of their comfort zone. I'm Christopher Lawley, and I can't believe I remembered all of that after not saying it for a few weeks now. Typically, I am joined by two incredible co-hosts, but this week I'm only joined by one. Big business boy Birchler is off doing hostile takeovers, so
Yeah.
I'm joined by Niléane this week. Niléane, how are you?
I'm fine, except Matt hates us
He does.
again.
He's doing big business boy stuff. He's like
Mm,
going up to corporations, like cleaning house. Like he's going in with like a power suit and all that stuff. Like
yeah.
not a good guy. That one, He's just he's destroying people's lives.
Wow. Okay.
He's like the bad guy from the Christmas movie where the dude dies and sees where his life if he never existed. It's a Wonderful Life. Thank you. Wow, could not think of it.
Yes,
Anyways,
Die Hard. Yes.
Die Hard, also Die Hard.
hmm
It is not Christmas season. It is WWDC season. But before that, we have some tiny topics, and I think you put this one in here, right?
Did I? But yes, we
I don't
got
know.
we got a listener feedback from NJ. That I don't know how to pronounce
I'm
your
not.
your name.
Yeah, Eugene. Oh, maybe it's Eugene. No,
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 definitely
no,
not.
no. It's not. I'm sorry. It's early here. Riley kept me up almost all night.
EUNJAE. They wrote, I also grew up pronouncing GUI just like Matt and Niléane. So GUI. By the way, I'm from Korea, and if you pronounce it Gooey like Chris, it means barbecue in Korean. Always messes up my brain when
Ooh.
people do that.
I love Korean barbecue. So this just further
Mm,
makes me think I am right and the rest of you are wrong because Korean barbecue is great.
it is good.
I
Yes,
love
I
Korean
agree.
barbecue. So
For once, we
this
agree
is
on food.
I feel like I'm being vindicated right now.
Okay, okay.
Man, Korean barbecue with some Diet Dr. Pepper. Sorry,
But to me,
I
like
had to bring
when
it
when
back.
I hear gooey, I see in my head the word GOOEY. See, it's like
Again, a
a
good
goo.
word. I think I'm being vindicated here.
Okay, okay, okay. Always feel free to send very important feedback, such as this one, using the feedback form.
We are a hard-hitting news show. Look, with the demise of CBS News and 60 Minutes, somebody needed to pick up the slack, and that's us.
Yeah,
That's us here at Comfort Zone. We are a hard-hitting news show, so you need to send in feedback like this so we can continue the hard-hitting news.
that's correct. Yeah.
Anyways, feedback link in the forum. Matt, that's your reminder. I wanted to say I finally did it, Niléane. After 5 years,
What is it?
I finally packed light for WWDC. I didn't bring a
Oh,
big backpack. I didn't bring a camera. I didn't bring a tripod. I finally did it. I packed light, and you know what? It was totally fine.
no Vision Pro.
No, I've never taken a Vision Pro to
I
it.
saw I saw photos of people wearing the Vision Pro at the keynote.
Oh God, no. I've also seen the very first WWDC after the Vision Pro was out and available for everyone. I saw some guy walking around Apple Park with the Vision Pro on.
Mm.
I was like, what are you doing? Come on. Anyways, enough about that. This week on Cozy Zone, we drafted our other 3 apps. You might remember from maybe a month or so ago, we did a challenge. It was Matt's challenge where we had to pick our top 3 apps, like our desert island apps, if you will. And so we picked basically 4, 5, and 6 for this list. And I think we did had some pretty interesting takes. If you're not aware, Cozy Zone is our members only show. You can get it and link in the description or show notes or wherever you're watching, and it helps support the show. And you get an extra episode of us every single week. I think it's a pretty good deal. I
Yeah.
mean, we're pretty great. So
And remember, if you can't click the link in the show notes, it's probably because you're using Spotify and you should use a better app for your podcasts.
oh, is that a thing? Like you can't click links in show notes on Spotify?
Maybe they fixed it, but it's been like this for a while.
Oh my God. Why does anyone do podcasts on Spotify?
Oh,
That's like
yeah.
So I was talking to John Voorhees at WWDC, and so our Comfort Zone is available on Spotify, and you get the video version, and you could do the thing where you could toggle between the audio and the video version because the way our podcast is edited, it's literally the audio version and the video version are the same. But like he has to upload that separately, and he can't upload it until the episode is live. So like he
Oh.
can't like pre-upload. It's a whole like Spotify's a whole mess. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
So I just checked on Spotify, and actually you can click links now.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just that it's rendering, like it's not rendering Markdown or something. It looks weird.
Oh,
Yeah, but
huh.
you can click the links, so that's something.
That's annoying.
Yeah.
But why would you want to be on a platform, the same platform as Joe Rogan? You know.
That's true. I mean,
Anyway,
YouTube is also a place where bad people are. So.
hey, yeah, but YouTube pays my mortgage, so
Yeah.
we're not canceling YouTube today because mortgage bills coming up. So
Sounds good. Okay.
Okay, cool. I'm glad we can cherry pick that. Anyways, we have some topics. I think we have some
Yes.
similar topics. So, do you want to just dive right into it?
Yes. So I want to talk about the betas because we probably installed some betas, you and I.
Oh
But
yeah.
first, we were having a discussion off the air that we thought we should have on the air.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because so last week we talked about the DMA, and because Apple, remember, is not releasing Siri AI in the EU
Mm-hmm.
because of the DMA.
You
Yeah.
guys had that discussion after I had to jump.
You
to
had already
briefing,
left.
but I listened to it on my drive home, and it was very good. But I do have some thoughts.
All right, go ahead. I want to hear your thoughts.
Okay, all right. So basically, to sum it up, they're not releasing Siri AI in the EU because of it can't support the interoperability. Essentially, and please correct me if I'm wrong here, but essentially this means you can't pull out Apple's LLM for, ChatGPT or Claude or something like that, correct?
What? No. No,
Okay.
it's like basically, so it's the Siri AI
Mm-hmm.
that's being withheld in the EU.
Yes.
So that's like the new chatbot experience, basically.
Yes. And the reason
Everything
why,
else is there. All the
yes.
Apple Intelligence AI features are there.
Yes, and the
Yeah.
reason why the Siri AI chatbot thing is being withheld is because you can't swap in Claude or ChatGPT or something like that, like other.
Yeah, that's correct.
Sorry, maybe I didn't explain it very well, but that's what I was trying to get at. So essentially, you can't pull out Apple's and put another one in.
Right. Yes, that's the thing.
And I have a thought on that. Why would you want to? Because if you did do this, you would have to allow Grok and Elon Musk in, because there's no way you could get around not letting Grok and Elon Musk in. So at that point, do we really want to? And the way Apple is doing the privacy stuff is way better than every other AI company out there, including Google. I know they're using part of the Google Frontier models, not Gemini. That was something we all got wrong. We all thought it was just going to be Gemini slapped in there. It's not. It's Google Frontier models that Apple has been working on. And basically, there's the Google level
they
of
cited
security.
Gemini in the keynote by name. So.
They did, but it's not. I think that was more of like we're making this easy for people to understand.
Yeah.
But it's really like the Google Frontier models with Apple stuff. And also some NVIDIA security stuff in there as well. So there's like multiple levels of security and privacy. And to the point where if Apple is not the last person to touch a server, your phone and the chatbot will not connect to it and come back. So like Google can't get back, or Google can't be in there, NVIDIA can't be in there, other companies can't be in there. It has to be Apple was the last one to touch it. And I don't know about you, but as far as privacy goes, out of the big tech companies, Apple's the one that I'm going to trust the most.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Okay.
So first, I want to say something that's very important to understand where I'm coming from, because in this situation, as always with Apple for the past 3 years. I find myself defending the EU Commission's
Hmm.
position, even though I absolutely hate those guys. uh, the EU right now is governed by conservative a-holes and I don't know, like liberal kind of people who are obsessed with the market law. Like anyway, you see what I mean.
Hmm.
Bunch of right-wing people that I hate, and most of the stuff they do, I hate, including the DMA. Like in its philosophy, I like what it's doing to tech giants like Apple and Google.
Hmm.
I don't like where it fits in with all of the EU laws, basically. Anyway, now zooming in on the DMA and Apple, why do I take the EU stance here as the one being correct? So the argument that you just said, like, is Apple's argument mostly like the basically to be in compliance with the DMA, we would have to open up everything to the third-party AI providers so that they can work just like Siri AI on iOS and iPadOS.
Hmm.
And that's a security nightmare. So that there's two things I don't understand in Apple's position here is first, they say this, right? They say we would have to open up everything and it would not be secure. And they also say we have a solution that would be secure and that the EU Commission is refusing to allow us to implement, right? The trusted system agent, something, whatever.
Yeah, which I think that was the thing they said would take another 18
18
months
months,
to
exactly.
to to build.
So I'm just highlighting this right out of the bat. Like they're
Uh-huh.
saying both things at the same time. They're saying it would be unsecure, but also here we have a secure solution that they're not willing to accept.
Okay, so I think I have a little bit of more information on this that
Okay.
maybe I can shed some light. So I think what they're saying it's two different deals. In order to bring it to the EU today, we would have to basically just let every AI company in and do what they want. And the
Mm-hmm.
way the Siri AI works is it's not building a memory.md file. It's literally indexing your device. In fact, I can see it on my devices right now. It's indexing your device. It's getting all of your
Yeah.
information. And do you want to trust OpenAI with all of that or Grok with that? Like
Yeah. I
that's that
understand.
that is where I think Apple is coming from for the today stuff. And then their second thing is they're like, "Hey, and I do agree with you on this. It's like they're like, "Hey, let us bring it to the EU today and we'll have something in 18 months that'll work with all of these." And I can see where the EU is like, we don't trust you, bro. Like you either need to
That's the
have it
thing.
today or and like that I get. Like that I do get. Like you either need to have that solution today and bring that to everyone or you need to wait until you have it.
Yeah, that's the thing. So I was just highlighting that they're saying two things at the same time, that
Mhm.
it's impossible to do it in a secure way. And also we have a secure way that the EU is refusing. And just like you said, the reason the EU is refusing is because they're not able to do it before 18 months.
Mhm.
And if you look at the EU statement, the EU Commission's statement from last week, and there's been another since, basically the same thing. They're basically saying, or still saying the same thing. What they're saying is that there's no way, like, we'll let you roam the EU with this new feature that's not compliant with the DMA. Like you're supposed to obey the law now, not in 18 months. And
Mhm.
like the spokesperson in question says, like they basically Apple was asking for an exemption and were not willing to grant an exemption.
Yeah.
Um, so that's the thing. And there's also the thing that most people seem to forget here is that this is a law, right? It's in
Mhm.
effect. It's been in effect since 2023. Apple has been subject to the law since 2023 for both iOS and iPadOS. iPadOS came a bit slightly later, but still.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So like in 2023, they were still working on the first version of Apple Intelligence, barely. And this since started from scratch, as we all know.
Hmm.
And anyway, all of this to say, they started all of this fully aware that it would not work out with the DMA, which, like, if you take a lawmaker's position here, a law enforcer's position, even, which is the commission's position, like, this is not acceptable. Like, what do
Hmm.
you mean? You started something working on something brand new. That's the law was already in effect. You already had all the terms of the law, and you decided not to be compliant and to release it to the entire world except us, and tell the world that it's our fault, that it's ready in 18 months. Like, what do you mean? So and for that from that position, like, I just cannot understand how Apple can get away with this. Like this, I you know what? I agree. Like, if you're not happy with the DMA, sure, withhold the features. Like,
Hmm.
honestly, personally, I don't really care. Just withhold the features. That's fine. But the discourse that the discourse that they're maintaining around this is so nefarious. Like, I hate it so much, and I hate that it's working so well with people, because people are
Hmm.
just repeating Apple's, like, when I say people, I see, like, I mean most tech commenters that are based in the US mostly are just repeating Apple's rhetoric here without, like, just thinking about it for 2 seconds. Like,
Hmm.
you can't just do a thing that disobeying the law for 18 months and like, if you're not happy, go to court, whatever, do something that's lawful, that you can do, but just accusing the anyway, you get what I mean.
Yeah, no, I do. And
Yeah.
I agree with you for the record. Like I do agree with you. I I see both sides, and I see. To me, it's not that they willingly disobey. I don't know. Maybe I am buying into Apple stuff, but it's not that they willingly disobeyed. It's that in order to get a system that would be the level of privacy that they want and open like the EU would want, it's going to take another 18 months because
I
I
fully
did hear.
believe that, by the way.
Yeah, and
I don't
I
think they can do this right now and be in compliance, like,
mhm.
the way that would be satisfactory to them and to the
Yeah,
EU at the same time. I fully
yeah,
believe that they need another 18 months. The issue is they need the 18 months. Like,
yeah.
how come this is not anticipated? Clearly, they're prioritizing being able to ship this right now.
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah, and
100%. Like, what
this makes sense.
1000%. They are prioritizing shipping now, and we will get it to the places that it can go
Yeah.
versus and then we'll deal with everything else later.
I'm just saying, from the EU's point of view, their position makes full sense to me. Like, I do not see a flaw in the EU Commission's reasoning with this.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
and I do agree with you. Like, if it's the law of the land, that's the law of the land.
Yeah.
At least you live in a place that respects the law of the land.
But
Yeah.
anyway, and it's so frustrating for me because I hate those guys. The commission, they're the worst, like, right, especially right
Uh,
now. Maybe maybe next European elections we will have a full left-wing majority in European Parliament, and the commission will be all left-wing, and I will be happy with those guys. Right now I'm not, but still, like, I think this is, in the context of capitalism, of free market, I think the DMA makes a lot of sense, and enforcing it makes sense, especially when you've got tech giants like Apple who have and Google who have monopolistic positions in the market. And the DMA is exactly that. It's meant to battle those monopolistic positions.
yep.
iOS and iPadOS have been recognized under the DMA as monopolies, and this is why the rules apply to them, and that's it.
Yep. All right.
Anyway,
Anyway, should we get
Yeah.
to
Yeah, so I
the
was going to talk about the betas. I don't think there's much to say because I was saying to you guys in our convo, I installed it on my iPhone only for now.
Mm-hmm.
I almost installed it right before we recorded, but I was worried for you, for your sanity.
Thank you for not. Thank you for not doing it. We've had enough issues with Riverside lately.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll do it later. Um, but yes, how have you installed the betas? How are they doing for you?
I have the betas on just about everything right now: iPhone,
Yeah.
iPad, watch, and the MacBook Neo. I do not have it on the MacBook Pro. The MacBook Pro will be
Yeah.
the thing that gets updated at the absolute last. I will do it at the Vision Pro on the Vision Pro at some point, but I haven't used it since I got back. Since I got back, I've had a whirlwind of family things happening, and it's been a whole deal. So I have not had a ton of time, but I have all the betas on everything, and I'm pretty happy for the most part. This is it was rumored that this would be a quote unquote snow leopard year, and
Yeah.
while I don't, Snow Leopard was not the no new features that they claimed, that Steve Jobs said it was. There was actually a bunch of features in Snow Leopard. This kind of does fall along the path. Like, there's a lot of stuff that's been cleaned up. Yeah, there's bugs. There's still bugs, but it's also developer beta 1. But yeah, things are a lot faster, or things feel a lot faster, a lot snappier. I talked last week about, like, for example, in iPad OS, they did a lot of work on not just speeding up animations, but also on like CPU runtime stuff, so that like apps open faster, apps close faster. You
Yeah.
can switch between apps faster, and it does feel snappier. It really does.
I kind of agree. So I've only got it on my phone, and so the snow leopard thing, I think, yeah, it's very true. Like, I installed
Mhm.
it, was very happy about the new look of liquid glass.
Mhm.
The slider all the way to the right.
Yeah,
I've pushed it
you
all
getting
the way
that
to the
tiger
right,
look, that brushed metal.
and not really.
I will say it looks very good on Mac OS.
Yeah,
I have
that's
it on the
why I
MacBook
want to
Neo.
upgrade.
It looks good on Mac OS. You're
Yeah,
gonna be very happy.
but even on iOS, I'm glad. Like, even on iOS, the toolbars, like, there are real toolbars when you scroll,
Mm-hmm.
so there's no weird illegible things at the top when you scroll down in apps. Bunch of little tweaks, visual tweaks here and there. The borders around the outlines, like the thin outlines around elements, icons, etc., is weird at first, but then you look at all the screenshots and you realize, yeah, this is better. um, it makes a lot of sense. Like, things detach from the background way more easily. Like, visually, it's easier to distinguish stuff. And I wanted to update on something we mentioned last week. Remember, you mentioned, like, I will get the Siri orb, because I
Mm-hmm.
don't have Siri AI. And you're right. When I first updated to iOS 7, I had the old Siri orb back when I invoked Siri. But now I've got the glow.
Whoa.
And I think the way this works is that when I first upgraded to iOS 27, Apple Intelligence wasn't really enabled. And then it got
Okay.
enabled by itself because there's no toggle anymore. You can't toggle it off or on. So it turned on by
Oh.
itself in the background while, I don't know, iOS was doing its stuff in the background. And now I've got the glow, so that's fine, I guess. I've got the glow.
Does it still say, if you go into settings, does it still say your phone is indexing?
Yep, I've seen basically everyone is still having that. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, because Federico and I are, and I'll get to it in a little bit, but basically I haven't been able to get third-party apps to work with the Siri app.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of my devices still say indexing. Even my iPad, which got updated on Monday and has been plugged in overnight every single night. So
Yeah. I wonder if it's just a visual bug. Like, I wonder if it's actually
No,
done.
it is still indexing because I literally can't get
Oh,
Siri the so I have access to the new Siri app. I have it.
yeah.
And I cannot get it to work with third-party apps
Okay,
because
interesting.
of because of this indexing issue. Yeah.
Interesting. Oh, yeah, yeah. Because I just remembered, like earlier today, I was typing in Spotlight the name of a shortcut, and it could not find it.
Yep,
So
it's still indexing. Yeah.
it's
I
actually
think
still
this
indexing.
So we were kind of told. I was going to say this for my section, but it's kind of irrelevant now. We were kind of told ahead of time that we needed to update to 26.6
Yeah.
public beta, and I'm wondering if there's something in there that does the indexing ahead of time, because I didn't do it
Mm,
until the night before the keynote, and I was supposed to do it like 3 weeks before, so I kind of wonder
mm.
if that is the issue.
Wow, you think it actually takes that long to it
I'm
just
thinking
takes days and days.
I think it does.
Wow. Okay.
I do think it does. Because I mean, like I said, either the indexing is broken in developer beta 1, which I would be shocked because that's such a core feature. I would be
Yeah.
shocked if that's broken. Um, or it just takes that long.
Yeah. And some of the search is working. So,
Yeah. Yeah. And like I can work with third or first party apps. So like I can get it to pull information from reminders. I can get it to add stuff to notes, calendar, things like that.
yeah.
Mail. I can get it to do stuff like that. It's the third party apps that I'm having issues with right now. So
Interesting, I've got this issue even though I'm not getting Siri AI. It's
well,
doing
because
it
I think
nonetheless.
I think the indexing thing is because so Spotlight has been completely rebuilt from the ground up. It doesn't matter if you're
Yeah.
getting Siri AI or not. Spotlight on all the platforms has been ripped apart and rebuilt from the ground up. So that's why I think it's having to do the index stuff all over again.
Yeah. Okay. Other things, other small things I've noticed that are really nice in iOS 27. The weather app. Have you seen the weather app?
I have not actually. Let's look. Let's take a look.
Slightly updated. So now, like, a few of the cards are merged. Like, not merged, but they are controlled by a single set of toggles at the top. You can switch between conditions, precipitations, and wind. And it switches over the view for all the cards below, like the three cards below. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
This is really nice. Yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
hang on. So I don't dox myself. Oh,
switch to another location, you fool.
oh yeah, you can. I forgot about that. Fly,
There you
you
go.
fools, fly.
Tick.
Um, yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know.
actually
It's
really
not.
nice.
Yeah. It's 80 degrees. It's 8 o'clock in the morning and it's 80 degrees. That feels like it's 85 outside. Ugh, it's so hot here.
Sure.
Um,
That number makes sense to me.
that's freedom units, by the way.
Yeah. Another thing that I liked with iOS 27 is oh, I can't find it anymore. I had it open and I switched to the weather app, so now I forgot what I was about to say. Oh, writing tools.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
writing tools are integrated like they kind of seamless.
Mm-hmm.
Before you had to pull up the writing tools sheet. I saw some people say it's gone. Actually, it's still there.
It is still
Uh,
there. Yeah, I
yeah,
don't know why people said it was gone, but it's more integrated. Like the proofread stuff
yeah,
is basically it's a better proofreading model now.
yeah. It highlights the words that you can correct and stuff. It's nice. Um, one little thing that's nice when you speak French and English and use one phone in both languages is that so you know how in French we have different quotes like quotation marks.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Now, when using the bilingual keyboard, so if you've got both English and French set up in your iOS keyboard, when you tap the quotation mark, it will use the correct quotation mark depending on the language you're typing in.
Ah.
So if I'm typing something in French, it will automatically use the French quotes and the English quotes when you're typing in English. Really small thing, but it's insane how much this is useful because yes, I spend so much of my time going into the special characters to use the
Oh
correct
God,
quotes.
okay.
Yeah,
I'm glad that's there for you.
yeah.
Along the similar lines, dictation is so much better. If you have an iPhone or device with the 12 gigs of RAM or more, you get you get the new local LLM dictation that is completely offline and it is
Ah.
fast and accurate. I don't have to add punctuation through dictation anymore. It's not just one long run-on sentence. It is very, very good.
Yeah. Okay, that's nice. Yeah, I never dictate stuff.
Oh, I dictate everything.
Talking to your
I am a
robot.
dictator. I'm a dictator, Niléane.
Yes. Have you noticed? I don't know if it's just me, but the notification summaries, the AI
Mm-hmm.
notification summaries,
Mm-hmm.
have they toned it down?
Yes.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
in a
So
major way.
so basically all of the Apple Intelligence stuff in iOS 26 and earlier is changed. The models have been updated. Now they're still like if you don't have the 12 gigs of RAM, you still have the 4 billion parameter model, but from my understanding it's a updated model.
Mm.
So it should be better. I believe. I don't. There was a lot of information thrown at
But
me this
in
week.
regard to the summaries, I mean, by toning it down, I mean they occur way less often
Oh,
than before.
maybe.
Yeah, I like it
Hmm.
used to summarize. For example, you get two WhatsApp messages, so two notifications. It would
Mm.
summarize, like it would try to merge the two, right, in a summary. Now, like I feel like I need to get 10
Mm.
notifications from an app to for it to be summarized when it's collapsed, when the notifications are collapsed. 10 or maybe a bit less, but like it's when it's just a handful, it's no longer attempting to summarize for me.
Hmm. Interesting.
So I
Okay.
think it's
I'll have to pay
occurring
attention to that.
less or something.
Interesting. Okay. That would be
Yeah.
good. Yeah, it never needed to be as aggressive as it was. That's for sure.
Yeah,
I have a bunch of
definitely.
that turned off because I didn't like, but I'll go through and turn some of that back on and check it out.
Yeah. I've always kept it on because I was having laughs with
It was pretty funny.
it.
Especially when
uh,
like a group chat would pop off and it would be about multiple subjects. It'd just be like, "What is this?"
yeah. Yeah. Otherwise, there's plenty of small things. I try creating a pass in Apple Wallet. Um, I'm disappointed. Like it's fine. It's good to have this feature, but the
What is it?
templates.
I
So
I
now in Apple Wallet, right, in the
Uh-huh.
Wallet app, you can create a pass manually.
Oh.
Yeah. Um, do it manually or with AI, but I don't have the AI option right now. I'm not sure it's because that's tied to Siri AI and not Apple Intelligence for some reason. I've seen some people, they
Hmm.
have a second button there. Instead of creating manually, they have a button create with.
I have a continue and create pass manually. And
Oh,
if I hit
right.
continue, it brings up the camera stuff.
So it's the
And
visual intelligence stuff. So it lets
yeah.
you, yeah, take a photo or something and turn it into a pass. Okay.
Oh yeah, you can create membership and stuff like that. Like I used to use a third-party app to create my gym membership in here
Oh,
that
you know
would
what?
create
I'm
a QR
guessing.
code and scan it.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's limited to English, is why I don't have the option.
Oh, that might be.
Yeah. But anyway, so I tried it, and so there's only 3 visual templates here, and they're all right, but we need more. We need
Yeah,
way more.
that's what I have as well. As I have 3 templates.
Yeah, and you can change the colors.
Those are kind of based on the types of stuff that are in Wallet already. Like, is there more
Yeah,
stuff that you can add
but
to
I mean,
Wallet?
like when you go and customize it, you have those options as the background, for example,
Oh,
and
okay.
that's
So
it.
you have 7 different options as the background. I see. I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
Okay.
and you can't choose anymore. You can change the color, so that gives you a bunch of variations. But the colors are pretty boring. Like it could be nice if you could add like a logo or something. It's all right. It's all right. I think it needs a little more.
Yeah.
But it's all right. Anyway, so that's it. I like it. I will install macOS 27 on my Mac, my only Mac. So I have backups. I have so many backups. You know the story. So
Yeah,
I'll be
we've been
fine.
over it. There's a Cozy Zone episode about our backup setups.
Yeah, I'll have backups.
So I had a couple of stories from WWDC I wanted to share with you.
Okay. Did you
I
kick someone?
No, but I did challenge somebody to a race, sort of.
Okay.
Um,
Close
so
enough.
the last 2 years, Apple has done a dinner for like the press people the night before the keynote, where we just kind of all go to a hotel. It's kind of like it's almost like back to school night kind of thing, where you're like seeing all
Mm.
your friends and stuff. Because like once the keynote starts, it's like a hurricane. Like you see people as they're walking out, you're walking in, you say hi to people. Like you don't get to stop and chat with people very much. So like this is kind of a chance to just talk with everybody, kind of have a breather before things start. So I'm at this dinner. I'm hanging out with John, Federico, Mike, Jason, Dan Morin. Like I'm hanging out with
Mm-hmm.
those guys. And I go walk over to go get some food, and all of a sudden, the new guy is walking in, John Ternus.
Oh.
John Ternus walked into dinner. You could say I have had dinner with John Ternus.
So that's the guy you kicked.
No. So
Who did you
he walked
kick?
in. I didn't kick anyone.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't kick anyone. Nobody got kicked. Well, I didn't kick anyone at least. I don't know. Maybe somebody else kicked somebody. But anyway, so he walked in and I took a photo with him, introduced myself, just really quick. There was a bunch of people that wanted to talk to him, so I didn't want to take up all this time. But I did tell my PR contact, I was like, hey, if you ever need a fluff piece for John Ternus, like, I don't care. Like, you can accuse me of this being a fluff piece. It absolutely would be a fluff piece. I don't care, but I
Okay.
want to do it. So the thing that came out, I believe it was in the Wall Street Journal or the Washington Post or something like that, when John Ternus got announced as the new CEO.
Yeah, the portrait kind of.
He's a big race car driver. He races at Laguna Seca in his Porsche. I was like, I'll put my Mustang against his Porsche. Like, come on, let's do it. Like, come on. He'll dust me. Like, I don't know what Porsche he has, but he's the future CEO of Apple. He has probably a way nicer Porsche than I can afford. So he would dust me, but that's okay.
What did the PR people say?
They laughed at me. So anyways, so I had dinner with John Ternus, kind of, sort of. Hey,
From
if he
afar.
ate, I ate something there. If he ate something there, we had dinner together.
Right.
That's how it works. That's how it works. Anyways,
I once had dinner in a restaurant where I know that Macron had dinner.
but was it at the same time?
No, obviously not.
Oh, okay.
No, I would have left.
I would think you'd be like, I stayed, so that way when he walked past, I could jab him with my fork.
No, he's got the police in his camp, so I can't. There's nothing I can do.
You need a Mustang so they can't catch you. Anyways,
Okay.
what? No, what did I say? Nothing. Anyways, moving on. So anyways, that was a story. WWDC was great this year. It was fun. It's always fun to like see everybody and hang out, and it was a wild year. There was a lot happening. Excuse me.
Oh, poor you.
I'm so tired. I have not recovered from it. But there was a lot. This was the busiest WWDC I've ever had. to the point where I was in bed at 7 o'clock Tuesday night. Like I finished up my stuff. I went back to my hotel room. I got food, and I didn't even try and get into The Mandalorian and Grogu. I didn't even, because they were showing that at the Steve Jobs Theater. If you
Oh,
didn't know,
right.
they were showing it.
Yeah.
I didn't even try and get into it. I did ask one person what it would take, and they're like, you're asking the wrong person. So I was like, okay, all right, well, I can't. I probably can't get into it. So, anyways, I literally was so tired Tuesday night. I went back to my hotel room and fell asleep.
I forgot that movie came out.
I know. I've been trying to get you and Matt to watch it so we can talk about it on Cozy Zone. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun movie.
I'm
I
sure
thought it was.
I'll enjoy it.
It's a perfect summer Star Wars fun movie. That's all it needed to be.
Yeah.
I don't know why everyone else think it needed to be like the next movie in the Skywalker saga, and it needed to be this big old thing. It did not. It did exactly what it needed to be. Anyways, WWDC was great this year. But I had a couple of things in the betas I wanted to point out.
Yeah.
So, describe a shortcut. I talked about it on the last episode as maybe not working so great. But then I had my briefing after we recorded on that, and I was thinking about it wrong. And Federico and I were trying some stuff with it too, and we were thinking about it wrong. We were trying to prompt it like it was Claude. You can't prompt it like it's Claude. You can't write out like this big old long post of things you want it to do. If the best way to use it is just tell it the results you want. Don't tell it how it needs to do it, because then that's when it gets confused. Just tell it the results that you want, and it nails it. It does a great job. Stephen Robles and I were in the same briefing together, and we were getting it to do things like prompt ChatGPT and Claude like through their API, and it was one-shotting it. It was doing
give me
a
an
great
example.
job. Literally that. We got it to one shot using ChatGPT and Claude's API to prompt. We also one-shotted a clipboard manager. What else did we do? We one-shotted a really nice morning summary shortcut. The only thing it doesn't do is it doesn't work with third-party apps. It doesn't do that, and that's a bummer.
So, like, when you're saying you don't have to talk to it like it's a prompt, so for example, if you want to create like a basics, I don't know.
Well, say let's use the morning summary one because everyone can understand that.
Yeah.
So if you were prompting Claude or OpenAI or ChatGPT or Codex or whatever, like if you're prompting that, you would tell it, every morning I need a summary of my day. I need this. I want you to go through and use the Todoist API to pull my task. I want you to use the Google Calendar integration to pull my calendar. I want you to use whatever email app to find my important emails, look at messages, stuff like that. For shortcuts, all you would need to do is tell it, hey, make me a morning summary shortcut of my day. And it will pull calendar, it'll pull reminders. And if you want to get specific, you can be like, hey, make me a morning summary, include calendar, reminders, important emails, and important messages. Like, that's all you would need to do. You don't need to prompt it out. You don't need to give it the like, hey, use this API or use computer use or any of that stuff. It'll figure it out. You just tell it the results that you want, and it will do a good job of it.
I've not tried it yet because I think I have it, right?
So basically, yes, you should have it. It's not a part of the Siri AI. That is technically falls into the Apple Intelligence.
Oh yeah, there you go. What do you want your shortcut to do?
And it is the default way of building a shortcut now. Something else
okay. First time I've opened this. Okay, you can toggle back and forth between.
You can toggle back and forth.
Field, the describe field, and the regular editing interface.
So there's something else that's cool in shortcuts that I didn't get to in the last episode. Automations are now actions. They are not like this whole separate thing.
I saw this. This is awesome.
So what this means is, one, you can have multiple automation triggers. Two, people like us that build shortcuts for other people, we can now build automations into the shortcuts so people don't have to manually go and set up the automations themselves. This is killer. And there's automations based on screenshots. notifications, and on the iPad, if a keyboard is attached or unattached. And there might be more. I don't know. I haven't completely gone through everything yet. But yeah, like shortcuts, this was a big shortcuts year. Like there's a lot in shortcuts.
Yeah. Yeah, this is nice.
The other thing I want to talk about is I mentioned earlier, I do have the Siri app, the Siri AI app.
Yeah.
So this replaces Spotlight. Spotlight and Siri. Once you have the Siri AI app, Spotlight gets replaced, and Siri and Spotlight are merged together now. And I love this. I absolutely love this. A big benefit of this is Apple completely rebuilt Spotlight and the Spotlight index and all that stuff. And so it would work with Siri, and it is so much faster now. It is it is way nicer now. I haven't really tried it on the MacBook Neo. I just installed Golden Gate, poked around. It was still doing all the indexing stuff, so I haven't really seen how well it works, but I'm curious about that.
So you're saying Tiny Start is dead?
No, I think you need to start marketing Tiny Start as the launcher without AI. Like you need to start making that marketing now.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you need to get on that. Because it is very obvious it's the Siri and the AI stuff is built into it. Now,
I'll see what it's like on the Mac. I'll believe it when I see it.
I think it's pretty good. Now, one of my favorite things is you can now get to let me pull something up here. So when you have an app open, you can now get to Spotlight from anywhere by pulling down from the middle. Any app on the iPhone and iPad, you can now access Spotlight while an app is open. So excited about this. This has been needed to be there for a long time. On the iPad, technically you could do it if you had a keyboard attached. You could hit Command Space. Before, you could technically have an app open, swipe down to get to Notification Center, and then swipe down in the middle to bring up Spotlight. But it was a pain. Now it's just right there.
So two questions.
Really nice.
Is it so now you have to get to your notifications, you have to pull down from the left side, right?
Yes.
At the top?
Yes, the left side, yeah.
How annoying is that? Is it fine?
It's not. It's fine. It's really not that big of a deal.
It's fine.
It's just like getting used to Control Center, pulling down on the right side. It's really not that. Maybe I'm used to it because that's what you had to do on the iPad last year because of the menu bar. Was if you swipe down in the middle, that you would bring up the menu bar in iPad OS. So I'm already kind of used to that, but it's not that big of a deal.
Okay.
On the iPad, they did change how the menu bar worked because of this. I think they changed it because of the Spotlight feature, because Spotlight was getting that swipe down from the middle. So the menu bar is now that persistent thing, which I like. The Siri AI app, so I've had it for a few days now, and it has completely replaced my use of regular Claude and ChatGPT. Not Claude Code and not Codex. It's not an agent, but it's replaced my hey, this is where I go to search for something. Like I was looking for a restaurant and I just typed what's around me, what restaurants are around me, and it gave me a whole bunch of things, and I found one from it, and I was like, this is great. So I'm pretty happy with it, and I love that it's just built into the system. Like I can just hold down the button, and there's the new Siri right there. And Siri sounds really good. Here, in fact, let's demo it here. Siri, I'm testing you out. What should I do with you?
You can ask me to set an alarm, check the weather, or play some music. I can also help you with calculations, translations, and finding information on just about anything.
So I think the new voice sounds really good. The setting to change how fast it talks and the pitch and stuff like that isn't available just yet. But I think the new voice sounds really good. Right now, at least for me, all I have the option to do is American voices, and it's kind of a male or female-ish voice. That's all I really have right now. It's and they don't even call it that. It's just voice 1 or voice 2. Like here, I'll play them for you.
Hi, let's find the right voice for you. I'll practice some things I like to say while you listen.
Hi, let's find the right voice for you. I'll practice some things I like to say while you listen. Let me try this one out.
And I think they both sound very, very good. Probably some of the best voice stuff that I've ever used.
Yeah, that's nice. Nice.
But I mentioned, so this is not an agent. This is not a go out and do a bunch of tasks. Like it's really good at like handling a single task and then maybe chaining another task on top of it. But it's not an agent where it's just running in the background and doing things all the time. But at the Tech Talk, Mike Rockwell acknowledged that agents are a thing, and they said their system is very flexible. So if that's something you're wanting, I wouldn't be surprised if it shows up next year.
Nice. I'm dying over here. Allergies.
I could see. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know it's that time of the year for you.
Yeah.
Ugh.
All right. Yeah. I will be able to try Siri AI on the Mac.
Oh yeah, because
yeah.
that's not a monopoly.
That's
And
right.
that, I didn't mean that. That came out kind of sounding a little meanish, but
No,
I
but
didn't
that's
mean it like
true,
that.
yeah.
But
According to the DMA,
they haven't classified that as a monopoly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Okay, good.
So
good,
it
good.
is available for us, but just on the Mac.
Okay.
So I will try that there. Regarding the spotlight speed, yeah, I've been burnt before.
I know, but it is literally they have told me they rebuilt it from the ground up. It is not.
Okay.
There's nothing carried over from the previous Spotlight other than like the branding. Like
Okay.
the back end of Spotlight has been rebuilt. So I would give it another go. I know you make a Spotlight competitor, but for the sake of the show, I would give it a shot.
Well,
but
of course,
also,
I will check it out.
But also, Niléane, you need to get on making branding for Tiny Start, the non-AI app launcher. Like, you need to get on that.
I'm not sure about that.
You do. You really do. I'm telling you, like, it will do wonders. Because
We'll
every
see.
other launcher is going to have has AI in it.
That's
So,
true. And I'm not adding it to Tiny Start.
I know you're not. I respect it. But
Okay.
yeah, that's kind of my end of WWDC recap kind of thing. It's the Friday of the week of WWDC. We're recording this. You're getting it the week after. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, and I need to get some videos posted. I had some stuff happen that caused some delays, but I need to get some videos posted. Hopefully by the time you're all hearing this, I have some videos for you.
Okay.
All right. We didn't have a challenge this last week. No, it was because WWDC was weird. Nobody issued a challenge, but it is my challenge to issue for this week.
Okay.
And before I tell you what it is, I need to remind you what the tagline of the show is. We're pushing ourselves outside of our comfort zone. We are, we're challenging ourselves. Okay? Okay, you're not going to hate me? Promise? You're not going to hate me?
What is
All
it?
right. And it's pretty vague, so you can let it go in any way you want. You can interpret it any way you
Come
want.
on, spill it.
Let an AI run your life for the week.
That's not possible.
Yes, it is.
How?
Talk to it. Let it run your life. Ask it questions. Whenever you have a decision to make, ask it what you should do. I'm not necessarily saying you need to follow it, but I'm just saying, like, hey, when something comes up and you're like, hey, I need to go to the car wash, and should I take my car to the car wash? See what the AI says.
Okay. I'll run into limits all the time. I'm not paying for any of it.
Oh, you're not? Okay, well, to the best of your ability. To the best of your ability.
I will report back.
Yep.
Yeah, how low the limits are.
That's fine. I look, I'm not saying you need to let it go off and do all the work tasks you need to do. I'm not going to let it take over running my or editing videos in the podcast
I'm giving it
format.
my job. Oh, it's official.
There you go. You may
go.
find out it can do your job, and you can go sit on a beach somewhere.
That's good.
All right. Well, that
By
brings
the
us-
way, computer
Yes.
use, which you talked about, codecs, computer use, all of
Uh-huh.
that, not available in the EU.
Yes, I think we talked about this, but yes.
Oh, we did. Okay.
Yeah, not available in the EU. I don't know why it's
And
not available.
I don't
in the
know
EU.
why either. I'm wondering why.
I wonder. I wonder. No, it doesn't make.
And they haven't even communicated anything about it. They just
Yeah,
it's
I don't
just
know.
in a support page, not available in the EU, and you don't know why.
Well, stop being mean to the small tech companies.
I'm pretty sure the EU hasn't done anything to them, which is a surprise. So that's why
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I wish
Yeah,
they had done something to them, but they have not. Like,
yeah. I
yeah.
don't. I don't. I don't know about that
But like
one.
I said, I hate those guys, so they don't do what I want them to do. So yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, that brings us to the end of the show, and I didn't write down an end of the show question. Do you have
Mm,
something?
yeah. Let me think about it.
Okay.
Oh, how? How do I? Okay. Wait for it.
Okay.
How many games of the FIFA World Cup will you be watching?
0. How many will you be watching?
I don't know. So here's the thing. This is a whole nother topic. I've always in French, in casual French, when we say we like football, we say we are a footix.
A footix.
Footix, yeah.
Footix. Okay.
So I'm that. Not too deep into it, but I really like football. I've always loved it, and the World Cup is like a major event for me. Like I always anticipated. I'm always super happy when it comes up, and then 2022 came along, and it was in Qatar where
Oh.
where basically slaves built the stadiums and AC was put in the stadiums that were built in the desert. So AC in the desert, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And now 2026 came along and it's in the US for most of it. And
Also,
probably
Canada and Mexico.
yeah, but in the US for most of it. And probably
Yeah.
Trump will lift the cup at some point before giving it to the winners in the final.
Yeah. Oh.
So it
Yeah.
sucks. I really like football. And if there is a year to boycott it, it would be this year. But yeah.
Mhm.
Anyway, all of this to say I'm watching, but I'm watching discreetly. I don't want like to promote it. If you want to boycott it, I would encourage you to do it, but also I'm not doing it, so whatever.
Yeah. I'm boycotting it. I'm
Yeah,
severely
that's what
against.
you're doing, yes.
I'm boycotting it so hard. I'm boycotting all of soccer.
Oh, okay. Football, but yes.
Soccer. Soccer.
So my TikTok feed right now is so funny because my TikTok feed is full of football right now.
Mhm.
And it's mostly French people and European people mocking the Americans, like the American supporters, specifically, like the US supporters chanting, "It's called soccer. It's called soccer." Like in
Oh God, we are so obnoxious. Look.
your crowd is the cringiest
Oh
of
my
all the
God,
history
we're
of
so
football.
obnoxious. Why? Okay, listen, Americans, let's just let them have the World Cup, and we'll all go to monster truck rallies and tractor pulls.
Yes, I agree.
We can go to the monster truck rallies. They have zero interest in it. We'll go to that. They're the ones missing out. They're gonna sit there for like 2 hours getting excited over a no score game, and we're gonna be watching giant trucks crush cars. Like,
Yeah.
come on. We win this one, obviously, but we'll just let him have that.
And then there's a whole thing with the MetLife Stadium in what is it, New York, New Jersey?
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah,
I think it's
anyway.
New York.
Yeah, around there, where basically you can't go there on foot. You have to pay transit, and it's $120 for the
Are
trip.
you kidding me?
No,
You can't walk to it?
you can't walk to it because it's like across several highways. It's extremely dangerous.
Oh, okay.
So there's a trend on TikTok where some European people are proving that you can actually walk to it, but it takes 4 hours and you risk your life, multiple points doing it. And also when you get
That's pretty
there,
American.
there's actually huge signs that say the pedestrian entries are forbidden. So so once you walk the
my
4
God.
hours, you can't enter the stadium on foot.
You have to call an Uber to take you 2 minutes around the corner.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh my
Anyway, all of this to say, I'm watching all of them.
Okay, so speaking of Ubers and stuff,
Yeah.
WWDC, Waymos are everywhere. The
Oh,
autonomous
really?
driving car everywhere. Oh my God, I got stuck behind one. It made me so mad because it was making stupid decisions. And they're expensive too to take. But like I refuse to get into one. I am not a good passenger in cars, and a passenger in a driverless vehicle sounds horrible to me.
Maybe it's liberating to be in a driverless car, right?
I mean, you know your driver's not problematic and hasn't said anything racist on Twitter.
Really?
Yeah, because there's no driver.
Oh, I guess that's true. Okay,
Yeah, there's no driver.
I was trying to think who is the CEO of Waymo or whatever.
Oh yeah, no, I have no idea. He may
okay.
be the. I'm gonna go ahead and assume it's a he. I have no idea, but I'm gonna go ahead and assume it's a he. It might be the most problematic person since Hitler, but I don't know. But I have no idea. Maybe they're the nicest person since like Julia Childs. I don't know. I don't know who's a nice person.
But the
anyways.
issue with the games of the World Cup is that because of the time difference.
Oh, God,
like I'm
that's
looking
gotta
at
be-
the schedule right now. So the earliest are at 9 p.m. for me, and like most of them are at midnight, 3 a.m., 6 a.m., 4
Oh my-
a.m.
Basically, everyone that cares about the World Cup is going to have to watch this at ridiculous. So this is like me when it
Absolutely.
comes to Formula One. I'm watching Formula One at ridiculous times, but I
Yeah.
also know it's starting to become a more American thing. Like America is starting to care about it a little bit more, but like really, like it's the other side of the world that cares about it.
At least the South Americans are probably happy,
That's true.
Yeah.
They love soccer.
and they love football. Yeah,
They love soccer.
football. Yeah,
It's wild to me that the British invented the sport. They called it soccer, and it got so far away from them that even they call it football.
did they call it soccer?
I'm
That's
pretty
misinformation.
No, in the Ted Lasso episode, they explained that. Ted Lasso would never lie to us.
And Ted Lasso is a documentary, of course.
It is. It is. I don't know what you're talking about. It
Anyway,
is. All right. I will talk to you later.
yes,
Have a good week.
yes. Bye-bye.
Everyone have a good week.
Yeah.
Bye.